All right. How's it going, guys? Hello, everyone. Welcome. Going to be doing some tournament action today, so let's go ahead and switch over here. We're going to be casting this first game between Tur and Garnana. I hope I didn't butcher that too badly, but looks like Garnana's up 1-0. So let's go ahead and wait for these guys to pick their armies. I'm going to go ahead and actually switch over back to here so we don't show off their armies. So yeah, hope you all are doing well today. Gonna be a fun time. Hey Snizzly, good to see you. I'm excited to be here too. It's gonna be a fun time, man. So I love these tournament games. They're always a really good time. So the way this tournament works is there's actually a faction ban system. So the first player picks first, and then bans a faction, and then the second player picks their faction. So for example, since we've already had one game in the series that now the second player is picking. So Garnana has picked the Dark Elves and has banned the Beastmen. So Tur cannot take the Beastmen. He'll have to find someone else. So let's see what he goes with here. Alright, looks like Tur is going to be taking the Tomb Kings, so definitely in for a fun time. Tomb Kings versus Dark Elves is a very good matchup. Dark Elves can take a lot of AP missiles, they have good mobility, anti-large armor piercing, and obviously the Tomb Kings have the heavy constructs, kind of subpar infantry, but I mean they definitely have some tools to do well in this matchup, so I'm interested to see what happens. How many participants in the tournament? I'm not 100% sure. There are quite a few. In total, I don't know here. I don't know if it actually has it listed anywhere. It's about 36 participants. Just kidding, there's more. Let's see. About 40, 45 participants, something like that. So yeah. Hey, Hydro Franz, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Glad you could make it out today. All right. So yeah, here in this particular matchup, I mean, obviously Dark Elves, again, AP missiles, like I was saying before, they have Lore of Fire, a lot of good tools against the Tomb Kings, but the Tomb Kings can definitely give it right back. I mean, you know, they have powerful Lord choices, you got constructs again, really interesting kind of mechanics, so interested to see how it goes. I've played this matchup a few times as the Dark Elves. I don't think I've played this matchup yet as the Tomb Kings, so I'm interested to see how it's going. Oh yeah, Snizzly, I don't think many YouTubers are even participating, if I'm not mistaken. Like Gabo's not in the tournament. I don't think Zotek's participating. I don't know if any YouTubers are participating actually. Me too, Snizzly. Me too. Yeah, that's a unit that's probably a little bit under cost right now. Should probably be like 1,200 to 1,300, but that's just my opinion. Alright, looks like these guys are just tying up a few things here. Should be ready momentarily. Let me know, guys, how the game sound is as well. If it's too quiet, if it's just right. Can adjust the settings if need be. So. All right, let's see here. Alright, just waiting on these guys to get started. Should be just another moment here. Alright, looks like we're about to get started here, so I'll go ahead and change over to the screen and we'll watch as we load in. So, whoops, let's get that out of here. All right, so let's see how it goes. So basically, for those of you who haven't heard before, this tournament is a qualifier for the Total War Fantasy League. So if you do well in this tournament, you earn points, and you know, the top players from the qualifier tournaments will move on into the league. I believe there's going to be 2 leagues of 12. There are some discussions about a 3rd league, but we'll see. So now that we're all loaded in, let's go ahead and go to the army compositions. So for the Tomb Kings here, we've got Cetra the Imperishable up on a War Sphinx. This makes him a very, very powerful, monstrous hero. He's got heavy armor piercing, anti-infantry, decent combat stats, 80 charge bonus, 110 armor, a lot to like. He's also got a Necrotech. Just moved him around. Let's see, here he is. He's got all the buff abilities. He's also got the Chosen of the Gods, a regiment of renowned archers here. 2 Tomb Scorpions, 2 Great Bow Ushabti. We've got Tomb Guard with halberds, looks like one of them in the center. A couple of skeleton spears, one of them the regiment of renowned Scorpion Legion. One more skeleton spear here and another here. A couple of Tomb Guard, not just the one Tomb Guard, Nehekar warriors, and again the Tomb Guard with halberds. So for the Dark Elves, I do see some Hydras. So in the forest here, a little bit hard to see. Looks like we've got some Black Ark Corsairs as the front line. We've got a couple of Dread Spears hanging around. Looks like 3 Dread Spears, 2 Dark Riders with shields, Fire Sorceress, and a Dreadlord on foot. Very interesting. And yeah, 2 Hydras. We've also got some Dark Riders with repeater crossbows out here, and some more out here, and a 3rd group over on the far side. So definitely going to be an interesting battle. We'll go ahead and wait on these guys to get started, and should be very shortly getting going here. All right. Yeah, as officer, I'd heard Manticore's got some buffs as well. I haven't tried them out yet, but the pool size is large funds, standard, you know, quick battle funds, snidely. So, oh man, these Tomb Kings units look so cool. I just love the look of them. The Tomb Scorpion, like I said, should probably be 1100 or 1200 for how good it is. It's very, very cheap, but such a cool looking unit. He's bow shabti as well. Just absolutely gorgeous. I love all the Tomb Kings models. They're beautiful. I guess these guys are waiting on me. I didn't even realize. Let's do the thing. Alright. So, right off the bat, we're going to get these Shabti Great Bows opening up shots into the Dark Riders here. They are going to take quite a bit of damage. You can see already dropping about 4 or 5 unit models there. So, really nice shots from the Shabti. He's going to be immediately pulling back away out of line of sight, which is exactly what he should be doing. One thing about the bow Shabti, especially if you're right at the edge of their range, if you can kind of pull sideways, you'll be able to dodge their shots because, you know, they'll kind of come out, and as you pull away, they'll continue in the same trajectory. So, can potentially be useful. The shots are dodgeable, but it's a little bit tricky to do so. You have to be paying pretty close attention. So, you can see the Tomb King's kind of reforming ranks here. Looks like he's going to be kind of reforming a little bit of this direction here, kind of facing off square against the Dark Elf line. So let's see how things unfold here. He's going to be pulling up in range with these Dark Riders with the repeater crossbows. Going to be dumping some volleys, I'd imagine, right into the Tomb Scorpion, actually, which is a really good target. The Tomb Scorpion or these bow Shabti would all be good targets, but you can see the bow Shabti returning fire there, doing some substantial damage to the Dark Riders with the repeater crossbows. They're already wavering from those shots. Man, bow Shabti are absolutely brutal. You can see there's another unit of Dark Riders trying to come around the backside, but this Blessed Legion here is fending them off pretty effectively. They have got their armor sundered down to only 0. No big deal. But, yeah, more shots coming in on this Tomb Scorpion here. The Dark Elf forces are just pushing up across the field, trying to get it in engagement distance. Obviously, they're going to want to get in melee as soon as possible since they don't have too many ranged units. So, yeah, just unloading on Cetra a little bit here, doing some nice damage. Maybe, you know, 5 to 10% of his HP in damage, so not too bad there. But the Hydras are taking some shots now from the Shabti. They will be able to do a lot of damage just because most of their shots will connect with the War Hydra here because it's such a large target. But let's see if he's able to get into combat. Looks like a couple shots there landing on the Black Ark Corsairs. Didn't take out any unit models, surprisingly enough, but did get some decent HP damage done. Now the Dark Riders are unloading into this Blessed Legion of Vogt here. Honestly, he might even try just a quick little cheeky charge here. It would bring back these the Tomb Guard and the Spearmen, but which would then allow maybe the Corsairs to rear charge here. But looks like he's playing it a little bit safe, just pulling back out of range. And main line engagement is going to get underway here. Black Ark Corsairs will trade very cost effectively with most Tomb King's infantry, so I really like that pick here. When he cutting their way through some Tomb Guard and these Nekar warriors as well. Just don't have the armor piercing to get through the 80 armor of the Black Ark Corsairs. Looks like some kind of a wind spell going down. Burning Head is going to be coming across, just roasting some of these skeletons, doing some really good damage. Holy cow, those Nekar warriors took a ton of damage there. Unfortunately, in the back line, we've got some Dread Spears coming around the side. The Hydras are trying to get on Cetra here. One of them has taken a ton of damage from the bow Shabti. You can see the Focus Fire. Vortex spell coming down right on top of those Dark Elves. Going to be terrifying them away. Obviously, the terror from Cetra kicking in there. All those Dread Spears going to be routing off. But you can see the Dark Riders are still in the back line here. Going to be interrupted with some spears. Potentially a really, really nice catch here by the Tomb Kings. Interrupting the one unit of Dark Riders. He's going to be pulling back away. But just being able to zone these guys out is really important. Looks like he's going to be getting right onto the bow Shabti. And the other unit is going to be impacting the Blessed Legion here, which is exactly what he needs to do. He needs to shut down this armor sundering missile fire as soon as possible. And yeah, the Dark Riders would probably lose to the bow Shabti in melee, but the bow Shabti will at least be able to be tied down for a moment here. Black Ark Corsairs is not able to hold up their leadership there. The terror from Cetra is being too much, and you can see the Tomb King's infantry is actually pushing through. This Hydra has been shattered, which is really bad. The other Hydra is fighting valiantly, but the Tomb Scorpion's actually giving it the business here. So a little bit of a kaiju battle here. It's not the biggest kaiju battle in the world, but kind of the demi-monsters. Not quite the big elite anti-large armor piercing monsters, but you know, kind of the mid-tier monsters, I guess you could say, duking it out here. Obviously, the Necrotech is here supporting. He's given that +5 melee attack and +5% armor piercing damage to the Tomb Scorpion, so very nice. Obviously, probably going to be dropping some heals as well. Looks like both the Tomb Scorpions actually gangbanging that War Hydra. I do see a fireball being dropped, makes solid contact with Cetra, but not too much damage being done there. Things are starting to tip in the Tomb King's favor. Just the armor-piercing missiles haven't quite been able to take down all these armored targets fast enough, and the infantry is crumbling pretty badly. That being said, once the Black Ark Corsairs rally from the terror route, they should be able to get some good damage done. You can see these skeleton spears are crumbling in the center. Tomb Guard have taken quite a bit of damage as well. They are currently winning out, though, because these Black Ark Corsairs are very tattered, so should be looking to get that Summon Dushapti soon. The third tier of Realm of Souls is quickly approaching, and oh man, the friendly fire from that Flamestorm just destroys those Dread Spears. Very unfortunate. That is one of the risks of using Vortex spells, but Cetra getting in here, getting some attacks on these Dark Riders. I'd imagine he'd terrify them off pretty quickly, and he's also going to be just raffle stomping this Fire Sorceress here. So, once again, getting into the back line with the Dark Riders. This is one of the issues, though, with the Tomb King Skirmishers, is because they're undead, they're more or less unbreakable. You have to completely crumble them to get rid of them. These guys are probably going to be crumbling very soon, but things are starting to turn more and more in the Tomb King's favor. We've got the Summon Dushapti now coming in. These guys will be able to have the armor-piercing damage to deal with the Black Ark Corsairs, especially with the Tomb King, or the Tomb Scorpion supporting, 2 Tomb Scorpions supporting, so yeah, it's not looking too good for the Dark Elves at this point. Yeah, Thursday night, the fire is meant to go on the Lord, so looks like it'll be a victory for the Tomb Kings, and I believe that brings the series to 1-1, so very, very good stuff. Yes, the Necrotech is flammable. He is indeed flammable. He's one of the Tomb King's characters. That is, I believe, only Skatep and the Lich Priests. Are the Lich Priests flammable? I'd have to go double check with them. I don't know for sure. I know Katep's not, but yeah, Blessed Legion of Demonetization. Exactly, Hydro France. You got it. The rules for the qualification are, I can actually read them off here, I guess, but let's go ahead and go to the next one. Let's see. So we'll go ahead and put the screen blocker up once again as they're picking their armies. So in terms of the rules here, let me go and read off some of the rules. So 1v1, 20 minutes, large funds, large unit sizes. All rounds are best of 3 except for the final, which is a best of 5. If the game crashes, the match will be replayed unless the balance power is 80% in the favor of someone. Let's see. In the case of a draw, the balance of power is 80. If it's not 80% in the favor of one of the players, the match is to be replayed with the same factions but different army compositions. Corner camping is not allowed. Draw kiting is not allowed. Flying lords and heroes, cycle charging don't count as attacking, so you have to leave them in sustained combat, or you can't use their missile attacks as well. That does not count as attacking. Let's see, what are these guys saying here? Oops. Okay, so now with game 3 here, we did miss game 1. We came in halfway through. So Tur is going to ban the Lizardmen. Interesting. So we'll go ahead and see what Gardnana picks and what Tur picks. So back to the rules here. Let's see. Spells do count as attacking. Chasing routing units counts as attacking. Chasing shattered units does not. Let's see, basically just rules to avoid draw kiting. In terms of the matches, top bracket picks first and bans a faction. In the second match, bottom bracket picks first and bans a faction. In the ace match, both players banned before picking. And then let's see, maps, Gaze and Nagash and certain other magic missiles are banned because they're bugged. And yeah, there's some army limits, max 2 heroes, you have to have minimum 300 model count. Chariots do count as single entity models, and you're allowed 3 single entity models, I believe. Max 4 the same unit. And some weapon variations count as different units, but for example, Regiments of Renown, shields, poison, javelins, dual weapons, fanatics, slingers, light armor, brimstone guns, starfire, hagbane, swift shiver, fire, pox, etc. all count as the same unit. So, for example, you can't bring 4 peasant bowmen and 4 peasant bowmen with pox arrows. That would be against the rules. Max 10 ranged units in total, not including artillery. If a unit costs 400 gold or less, you can take 5 of that unit. Let's see. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a few other, you know, kind of different things. Super weapons like Cygors, Mortis Engines, Star Dragons, Blood Cauldrons, Doom Wheels, Plague Furnaces are limited to 1. You can only take 1 of each of those. 2 single entity monsters over 1400. 4 single entity or non-single entity chariots rather are capped at 4. So yeah, it looks like Tur's taking the Beastmen and Garnana's taking the Wood Elves. So it's a classic grudge match of Beastmen up against Wood Elves. Going to be having a good time. Definitely all in on the wild fight. So yeah, let's go ahead and see how things are doing. Yeah, the standard tournament rules, more or less. I mean, there's some variation between, like, this and Shetland Apache's tournaments, but for the most part, they're very similar. In fact, I know J-Dog, the proprietor of this tournament, and Shetland Apache often have discussions about rules. And, yeah, there's a lot of input that goes into that, but... yeah. Should be interesting to see. The Wood Elves are very, very strong right now, guys. The Wood Elves might be the strongest faction in the game. Yeah, exactly, Thursday night. You got it. Why did it not show your message there? That's really weird. I could see your message, but no one else could. YouTube's being weird. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun time. I'm excited. So, we're just waiting on these guys. And let's just pop over here and see how things are shaking out. All right, and am I the only one streaming the tournament right now? I thought there was a couple other people streaming. I think Viking Cat might be streaming some games, but... I remember that fondly, Exarch. I really love just taking full meme shenanigan builds in free-for-all. Like, that's honestly the place to do it, I feel. Especially, like, full Vanguard Shades, or, like, full Vanguard Tomb Kings, like, Tomb Scorpions. Oh, it's so much fun. Wood Elves are a fun faction. They're maybe a little bit overpowered right now, I want to say. It's a little early to say that, I think, but just based on what I've seen and played so far, the Wood Elves are maybe a little bit overpowered. Way Watchers are insane. Like, 4 Way Watchers can kill just about anything in one volley. It's a little bit ridiculous. So, full Vanguard Beastmen is a lot of fun too. That's one of my favorites as well. You can just mass Centaurs and Gores and just run straight at them. I'll have to do the mass Vanguard Skaven too now that Tretch can Vanguard. You can actually have a Lord run with them. With the greenskins too, if you take the Goblin Great Shaman actually on a wolf, he has Vanguard deployment as well. So honestly, they should probably give Scarsnake Vanguard, but let's go ahead and take a look at the army compositions now that we're loaded in. So for the Beastmen here, we've got 3 Centaurs, 2 Chaos Poison Warhounds, 2 Ungor Raiders. Front line's going to be a mix of Ungor Herd, Gore Herd, and Bestigor Herd. Looks like 2 Bestigor Herd, 1, 2, 3, 4 Gore Herds, 2 Ungor Herds, and 2 Ungor Spearman Herds. For leadership, we've got Beast Lord on a chariot, Brave Shaman Lore of Shadows also on a chariot. He's going to be carrying Enfeebling Foe and the Penumbral Pendulum. Got a couple of Ungor Raiders. That's pretty much it for the Beastmen. So let's go to the Wood Elves. We've got a Forest Dragon, a unit of Hawk Riders here, which is an interesting pick. A couple of War Dancers, a couple of Eternal Guards with shields, 2 more War Dancers with Azrai Spear, 1 unit of Way Watchers, so not too abusive here, only the 1 unit of Way Watchers, 2 Glade Guards, no special missiles, and Durthu as the Lord, interestingly enough. Let's check what spell selection old Tree Man has here. He's got Flock of Doom, Curse of Anraher, and Transformation of Kadan. So looking to be summoning up some Manticores. Interesting. Curse of Anraher is a pretty nice debuff as well. And yeah, Flock of Doom is Flock of Doom. So let's just wait for things to get started here. And oh, I just realized I still have the screen blocker up, so you guys couldn't actually see me talking about any of those armies. So that's you know, just really good. Yeah, thankfully I noticed before the match actually started, but is this the mouth of the pass? Beautiful, beautiful map here. We've got this kind of greenskin camp over here, even though there's no greenskins actually in the battle, but yeah. Give me old good luck, have fun. I would say break a leg, but this is not theater, unfortunately, so I don't think it's necessarily appropriate, but Alright, so let's get rolling. So, first things first, these Hawk Riders probably going to be coming forward doing some nice skirmishing with the Centaurs. They don't have great armor piercing, but obviously against the low armor of the Beastmen here, it's not going to matter too much in terms of their missile attack. Can't actually mouse over them very well. So let's see, missile damage is, yeah, 44 with 8 of it being armor piercing, so going to be very good against the low armor targets of the Beastmen. Actually, haven't seen Hawk Riders in a while, so I'm interested to see how they do. This Dragon also is an interesting pick. You know, obviously has the breath attack. One thing I'm not a huge fan of, though, with the Forest Dragons is they only have 50 armor, so they're extra vulnerable to missile units as compared to some of the other dragons in the game. So, well, I'm interested to see how this guy does here. But just going to be firing in all the flags to some of these higher value units with the Hawks Riders here. And so, of course, I say high value units. They just killed a couple of Ungor Spearmint Herd, which not the best, but oh, hey Pharaoh, how's it going? Good to see you, man. So yeah, just going to be doing some initial skirmishing. We're going to get War Dancers coming into these Gore Herds here. Should be a very easy win for the War Dancers. Although I say that, you know, they'll probably take quite a bit of damage, but I'd imagine their superior combat stats will carry them through. You can see the Gore Herd taking a ton of shock damage on the charge. They're starting to even things out a little bit here, but as Durthu comes by, the Terror will probably kick in for these Gore Herds. Across the line, just getting this massive melee going in. We're getting a nice Flock of Doom as well. Probably going to be dropping, let's see, no Penumbral Pendulum quite yet, but looks like the leadership of the Beastmen is just coming in from this flank now, trying to locate some good targets. And the Gore Herd's pushing through into the second line. War Dancers to Azrai Spear will trade okay with the best Gore Herd. They're not really meant as an anti-infantry unit. They do have armor piercing, but the best Gore Herd should be able to clean them up fairly well. But here comes Big Daddy Durthu, going to be coming in, using that Sword of Daith to do some direct damage and sunder the armor of all these units here, and it is enough to terrify away these best Gore Herd. Dragons coming down as well, probably going to be terrifying away these Centaurs here, but the Chariot Lords are coming in. They do have armor piercing, and this Forest Dragon has taken quite a bit of damage. The Razor Gores on the Chariot do have some nice attack animations. Even against single model entities, the Razor Gore Chariots can potentially do okay. So the Dragon will be taking quite a bit of damage here. Looks like probably going to be routed off very shortly, but another Flock of Doom coming in. A Curse of Anraher as well, going to be you know, debuffing the melee attack and speed of all these units in this pocket, which is very nice. These War Dancers have been shattered, but a lot of the Gore Herds being routed off as well. The Hawk Riders came in for a cheeky charge in the back, but going to be fended off by the Gore Herd and the Centaurs here. Things are starting to look pretty good for the Beastmen, honestly. They're rolling through pretty effectively. These Weight Watchers don't have a ton of great targets. The best target for them would definitely be the Chariots, but because they're on the other side of the battlefield and there's, you know, all kinds of Beastmen units in between, it's going to be tough to get onto. You can see the Centaurs now charging through onto the Weight Watchers here. This is the one weakness of Weight Watchers, is they're, you know, obviously a little squishy in melee. They do have decent combat stats. They're not the worst in the world, but they're really not meant as a melee unit for how expensive they are. So the Centaurs and the Poison Warhound should be able to get in here and get some nice work done. Meanwhile, on the far side, Azrai Spear taking a charge from these Centaurs. They weren't braced, so they will take a bit of shock damage there. Centaurs wisely pulling away and switching out for the Gore Herds. And yeah, so far so good. Darthu's standing in the pocket here, and he's not too worried about things. The Beastmen, I mean, obviously the Vestigore and the Brave Shaman's the only armor piercing unit they have here to get through Darthu, so he's taking some damage though. Just over time, he'll take some sustained damage there. Looks like we do have a Manticore summoned up here by the Wood Elves by Garana here. He's going to be charging down into these Gore Herds. Unfortunately, not proccing the Terror quite yet, but yeah, cleaning up those Way Watchers. They've been shattered now, so just yeah, things are definitely looking in favor for the Beastmen. Missiles pouring into Darthu. Again, the low armor piercing missiles of the Ungor Raider is going to do very, very little to Darthu, but dropping another Flock of Doom here, just pulling away the hit points of all these Gore Herds here, trying to get back in the fight. It's a very good play. But yeah, I think it's pretty much over for the Wood Elves at this point. The Hawk Riders are trying to come in and get some damage done on the periphery, but they just don't have the damage to do in melee. Like, I don't know, I haven't seen them be as effective as they were in Game 1 in terms of, you know, getting a melee charge, so... Is the in-game sound too quiet, Pharaoh? I'll check it after this game's over and see if I can turn it up a little bit, but... Yeah, man, 50 people. Holy cow. Thank you guys all for coming out. It's awesome. I don't think I've ever had this many people on a stream before, so... So, yeah, it's going good. Don't worry, Ponky Boy. I'll kelp it up just for you. And yeah, looks like the Beastmen will take that one. So, very well played to both players. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that series. Tur will take that series 2-1. So, 3-game series is always fun to watch. 185 kills on Darthu. Holy cow, man. He was just standing in the pocket, beating those guys up. So, we'll go ahead and back out of this lobby here. And let's go ahead and find another one to play in. So let me go ahead and just go over here and see if this thing's been updated yet. Let's go to the matches here. And for those of you who are wondering, I can bring this over here. I'm just looking at the brackets here, so we can see we're gonna have Migsa against Viking here. Let's see what others are going on. Looks like Bobbly Eyes beat Bacchus Rex. Some of the other matches are still in being fought, it looks like, but let me see if there's any that I can hop in here, or maybe we'll just wait for the next round. Let's see. Alright, I think I might have found one to join here. Let's see. Viking versus Mixa is just starting, I believe. No, Turin's not playing. Turin actually can't play in a whole lot of tournaments, but... Okay, looks like they've already played potentially 2 games, so let's find another one here. Let's see, Viking versus Migsa. Let me see if they have a lobby up that I can see. And you know what, I'm actually just gonna... Yeah, never mind. I'll do that later. Yeah, let me actually look at the game sound real quick, now that you tell me about that. Oh yeah, it's turned way down for some reason. Let's turn that up. Let me know how the game sound is now, guys. Let me see here. just waiting on a few games here. Let me see. See if I can join this one. Alright, so looks like 0-0 so far, so this is a brand new series, so we'll be casting this one. Alright, so we're going to have ODM Slayer against Onyaji in this one. Onyaji is, or Jaga as it's correctly pronounced, is actually one of the best players in the game. Slayer is also a very, very good player, so I'm interested to see how it goes. Let's go ahead and change over to the beautiful Marathi screen and just appreciate how aesthetic Marathi is on her Dark Pegasus there. While these guys pick their armies, so I'll go ahead and just do this. All right, yeah. Jaga is a very, very good player. He'll occasionally comes around and hangs out with us and plays some practice games. He's a brutal player to play against, but if you want to get better, I mean, playing against him will definitely make you a better player. You know, he definitely pushes you. So interested to see. I think we're gonna have a Dark Elves mirror for this first match, so it should be interesting. You know, elves killing elves is always a good time. So we'll see how it goes here. So. Yeah, Jaga and Tlaxlan Soothsayer, I would say, are probably the two best tournament players right now. I don't know if Tlaxlan Soothsayer is actually in this qualifier. I know he's participated in some of the other qualifiers, but let me look here. He may not have actually joined this one, since he did very well in the few others. He probably didn't need to get the points from this one to get in the league. So let's see. Yeah, so the winner of this one will go on to face Tur, who we just watched in the last match. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Should be an interesting series. And just clicking over here to see what's going on. All right. And game's loading in now, so we'll go ahead and switch back over to this guy. All right, so yeah, I'm pretty good, Ponky Poi. I can hang around with good players, but I wouldn't put myself in that category. Some other people would probably put me in that category, but I'm not. I don't think I'm that good. I mean, I can take games against good players. I can steal games and put up a good show, but I like Turin or, you know, Jonton or even Gabo King's probably a little bit ahead of me in terms of skill. So I mean, people automatically assume because you're a YouTuber that you're a great player, and I'm a good player, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't put myself on the top tier with some of these other guys. Like, I watch, like, Tlaxlan Soothsayer play, for example, and I just cry because my micro will never be that good. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump straight to the army compositions now that we're loaded in. Let's see, the blue team, as we'll call them, has got Malekith on a Raptor here. We've got 2 Hargoneth Executioners, Blackheart Corsair, and Witch Elves. We've got Cold One Knight here, as well as a Dark Rider with Repeater Crossbow, and the Lizard Limos, which is probably one of my favorite Dark Elf units. I just love the massive, like, unicycle wheel on the back of this thing. We've also got a couple of Dark Shards with shields. Front line is going to be 4 Dread Spears. And yeah, it looks to be pretty much it for the red team. We've got 2 Corsairs in the center, 2 Witch Elves, and 2 Bleak Swords on the flanks. 2 Dread Spears, actually just the 1 Dread Spear, and 2 Cold One Knights, 2 Dark Shards with shields, another Cold One Knight here. Malekith, once again on the Raptor, so Malekith fighting Malekith. It's going to be a good time. And we've also got a Shadow Sorceress on foot with Enfeebling Foe and Milkos Mystifying Miasma. For Jaga here, let's see what spells Malekith has taken. Okay, so interesting, just Word of Pain. That's very interesting. None of the Soul Stealer for self-healing or anything like that. Let's go ahead and take a look at Slayer's Malekith here. He's got Soul Stealer, so he brought Soul Stealer and Chillwind in order to heal himself. No Power of Darkness, though, which is very interesting. Yeah, Air's decent. I mean, he can, like, for example, he put up a game the other day where he beat Shetland Apache, where... and that's not easy to do. So I mean, Air's not bad. He just doesn't have enough time to play enough games. Yeah, he's a really nice guy, really cool guy. But he's got a family, he's got a full-time job. He just doesn't have time to really dedicate to multiplayer. So got the Dark Riders opening up shots right off the bat, getting some good damage done on those Witch Elves. Looks like there is a force I missed in the forest here. We've got a couple of Dark Riders, another Dark Rider with Repeater Crossbows for Jaga here. Going to be pushing around, pressuring this flank very heavily. You can see he's kind of folding back this way, not wanting to take an unfavorable engagement while he repositions and kind of overloads this side. This is going to force Slayer to kind of come down this way. And let's see. The Cold One Knights are maybe going to get a catch here. Nope, looks like they did not quite get into those repeated crossbows there. Enfeebling Foe being used on those Cold One Knights, so they'll definitely lose to these Cold One Knights here. So, Elves killing Elves, like I said, always a good time. We're going to be dropping a massive Soul Stealer, though, going to be draining away a lot of the health of these units here. You can see Ondraga's collapsing very aggressively, just taking out these Cold One Knights here. Blackheart Corsairs being brought up, as well as Witch Elves, to try and keep these units pinned in place. So the Soul Stealer is doing some nice damage as well. It looks like the Enrage does proc on those Cold One Knights, so they're going to be out of control. Meanwhile, in the mainline engagement here, Dread Spears fighting up against more Cold One Knights. They look like they were trying to get into those Dark Shards. They might have got a little bit there, but did take some damage in return. These Dread Spears just kind of holding up both these Blackheart Corsairs here in the center. Meanwhile, the Enrage has been procced on both sides here. Just units going all kinds of crazy. Gaze of Malice on both sides, man. Just absolute anarchy in this fight here. You can see Malekith on one side and Malekith on the other. I really would like for these guys to duel if possible, but I don't know if they'll be able to get to each other. But yeah. Dark Riders firing in as well. It's a little bit hard to see what's going on, but Shadow Sorceries did get picked off there by Slayer. So it looks like Slayer's Malekith has taken down the Shadow Sorceress there, although Malekith does still have spells, obviously, for Jaga. So she has been shattered now, and yeah, it looks like Word of Pain going down on those Witch Elves, so severely debuffing their melee attack. Let's see, putting them down to 2 melee attacks, so they're going to struggle to make contact. That being said, this Bleak Sword has been dealt with, and yeah, things are actually looking pretty decent for Slayer so far. Armor-piercing missiles are firing in. Unfortunately, these Dark Shards have been enraged by these Witch Elves, so they're not able to pull away. Same thing with these Dark Shards here, but yeah. All things considered, the infantry fight's going pretty well. It's still a very close game, definitely still winnable for both players. The Lizard Limo has gotten into the back line here, not cycling too aggressively, but it did get inundated a little bit here by the Cold One Knights. Obviously, they have anti-large armor piercing, so they'll be able to do some damage, but the Cold One Knights do have armor piercing in melee and armor piercing missiles, so they'll be able to dish a little bit of damage back in that engagement. But Slayer pushing forward with his Hargoneth Executioners. Jaga really doesn't have any infantry that can stand up to these Hargoneth Executioners. The only unit he has that can effectively kill it would be these Dark Shards and, you know, the Cold One Knights as well. So, but just the aggressive infantry push from Slayer at this point, just, you know, pushing through on all fronts, Jaga is being forced into a defensive position. He did get Malekith back into these lizard limos, and they're enraged, so they're no longer able to be effectively microed, cycle charged like you need to with chariots. But yeah, you can see Black Ark Corsairs and the Hargoneth Executioners pushing up with some Dread Spears as support. These Cold One Knights are going to come in, get a decent charge here, probably do some okay shock damage to the Black Ark Corsairs and so on. The Dread Spears, though, and the armor piercing of the Black Ark, the Executioners there, should be able to put those guys down. You can see only 8 unit models and dropping quickly. So yeah, Witch Elves fighting Witch Elves is, you know, definitely fun cinematic times. You know, I thought the Witch Elves were directly fighting Witch Elves. Okay, over here they are. So we've got Witch Elves kind of killing each other. And oh my gosh, did you see that? Did you see the Khalid's staff pop up for a second there? Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that before. That's a bug. Holy cow. Someone want to tell Creative Assembly about that? I guess Khalid has the same animations as the Witch Elves. So we all learned something today. So yeah, Shadow, I've been streaming, first time streamed this week for the release of Tomb Kings, and since we had this qualifier today on a day when I actually don't work, I'm able to stream it, so yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit strange to see that Snake Staff pop up, but looks like Slayer's Malekith being debuffed by that Word of Pain, fighting up against a couple of Cold One Knights here, and Malekith himself, so we've got the Malekith on Malekith duel. It's the Doppelganger fight. So let's see how it goes. Armor Piercing versus Armor Piercing. Obviously, they're dead even in terms of everything, except for that Jaga has a Word of Pain, and this Malekith has the Soul Stealer. So let's see. It looks like Jaga's Malekith is taking the brunt end of that engagement, especially with the Armor Piercing missiles of those Dark Riders on station. They have not been dealt with, so we do still have 1 unit of Dark Riders as well for Jaga, kind of hanging around the flanks, and it's still a very even fight, all things considered. For Jaga, it's mostly just Malekith, this unit of Dark Riders, and a couple of repeater crossbows here, which unfortunately, you know, Slayer does have a couple of mobile units here, but it does look like they're going to be impacted potentially. No, it looks like once they're out of ammo, they're probably going to be pulling around and trying to get on these Dark Shards in melee, but in the meanwhile, just using the last of their ammo to try and finish off Malekith here, also pushing through with the Dread Spears, and the Hargoneth Executioner is going to be charging into these Dark Shards here. So taking them offline is very important, and yeah, they're going to be getting crushed here, immediately pulling into the second group as well. So Bleak Swords kind of coming back on the flanks. We've also got some Dark Riders and Corsairs rallying on the far side as well, but the the blue Malekith, still being very healthy, is going to be critical here. A nice chill wind going down, debuffing those Dark Shards, doing some good damage, and it looks like a Gaze of Malice as well. Could be, oh man, did you see how many of those guys just blew up? That was just like a wave of blood. Holy cow, that's one of the more brutal Gaze of Malices I've ever seen. So yeah, it's definitely going to be in for a wild fight. Word of Pain being used on the blue Malekith here, as Red Malekith comes in to teach him a final lesson. And with the Word of Pain, I think that Red Malekith will take this fight. Yeah, you can see he's making some solid contact, whereas blue Malekith is struggling to get any kind of attack animations on Red Malekith here. The Hargoneth Executioners are coming in for support, though, but this blue Malekith is probably going to go down here. He's only got 66 HP left, make that 65, so you know, one solid hit from the Red Malekith, and he's going to go down, but he has managed to rout off these the support here from the Red Malekith, so now Red Malekith's all alone, inundated by all the blue forces here. He's going to try and pull away very wisely, but yeah, somehow blue Malekith survived that engagement. I don't know how, but he's got 65 HP still. He's going strong here, so yeah, Red Malekith just pulling away here, trying to regroup with these repeater crossbows here and allow them to use up the last of their ammunition. And it looks like that unit does shatter the repeater crossbows there. So now it's just blue Malekith and a couple of tattered units of infantry at this point. So we do also have some Black Ark Corsairs there. A couple of missile shots on the blue Malekith is enough to rout him off. He's only got 33 hit points now, so it's interesting. I'm curious to see how things kind of go here. Jaga looks to be pushing through with his Dark Riders. They're going to be able to chase Malekith off the side of the map probably. So what initially looked very favorable for Slayer, credit to Jaga and how good of a player he is. It looks like he's been able to bring things back a little bit here. So the staff popped out from her assets. Yeah, not really sure where those Witch Elves were hiding that snake staff. I'm not sure I want to know either. Yeah, Kalita, undercover witch elf. Yep, definitely, definitely. Don't tell Malekith. Yeah, Malekith's mom is secretly a zombie, basically. So, yeah, I've noticed a few other bugs where units will change their weapons. If you notice, Morgur sometimes turns his staff into a whip, which is very interesting. Another word of pain going down on these Harganeth Executioners. Very good stuff. Debuffing their combat stats. That is going to be enough to trigger army losses. And it will be a win for Jaga. So, very well played to both players. Very close game. And, man, credit to Slayer. I know I would have got crushed by Jaga. So, credit to Slayer. He played very well there. Definitely acquitted himself very well. So, in terms of the army breakdown, both Malekiths got some good work done. 203 kills on those Harganeth Executioners. Some nice work done on the Lizard Limos as well. You know, Cold One Knights did pretty decently for Jaga. Definitely helped bring things back a little bit. The Blackheart Corsairs also did very well in the center there. So let's go ahead and see what comes next. Very good game. Very, very good game. So let's go ahead and put up the army blocker once again while these guys select their armies for the second game. And just quickly look through chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, the Dark Elves did win. I mean, you're not wrong, so... Yeah, I gotta get the Gotrek and Felix books. I should get those on audiobook, Hydro France. I have not read any of the Warhammer novels, so... Alright, alright, alright. Great match. Great match. That was a lot of fun. You like that Marathi pick, Farrell? It's very aesthetic, certainly. She's a fine lady for being, you know, several centuries old. We don't talk about the end times. Looks like Jaga's taking the Wood Elves here, so he's just going straight for the straight for the throat. And he has banned the High Elves, so very interesting. So Wood Elves versus whoever Slayer picks here. Just waiting on him to make his army selection. And for those of you guys who are interested and able, the sponsorship button has been enabled as of this stream. So if any of you are financially able and feel so inclined, you know, your sponsorship money would help go towards, you know, maintaining my computer, upgrading my computer, paying, you know, internet, power bill, that kind of thing. Basically the things I need to do to keep the channel going. You know, someday I would love to do this full time. That's kind of my goal. But we'll see. Oh, it looks like Slayer's taking the Empire. So Wood Elves against the Empire. I'm very interested to see how this match goes. But, yeah. Yeah, hashtag Paydov. You got it, Pharaoh. I am going to get a Patreon eventually set up. I don't have it quite finished yet. But probably within the next couple weeks, I'll have that Patreon set up so that those of you who feel so inclined can do so. I guess I could make you a mod, Pharaoh. Let's see. There you go. You're now a moderator. Congratulations, Pharaoh. My chat is small enough that I don't really need it moderated much. At least not yet, but I'm sure someday. Looks like your mom in Total War. Well, Exarch, I'm sorry to say, if your mom looks like Marathi, your mom's probably really hot. It's true, Pharaoh. We are all each other's moderator. I am my brother's moderator. I mean, yeah, I could see how if your mom looked like Marathi, that'd be annoying for you, because then all your friends would probably be hitting on your mom all the time, and I know that would probably get annoying for me, so... Is your mom the head of Cult of Pleasure? Oh, man. Fun times. Fun times. All right. Just curious if any of the other series have finished. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Yeah, looks like some of the other games are going on right now. Oh, it looks like Romulan Dog actually lost out to Hyalanala, which is interesting. Hyalanala is going to be playing MG84. Kark is playing Pippington. So that one is going to be an interesting fight. Some of these ones that I don't get to cast live, I might go back and cast some of the replays, because a lot of the replays do get posted for me to have a look at. So yeah, for some of the games that I didn't get to live cast, I'll probably go back and recast some of those replays after the fact. Yeah, if your mom looks like Marathi, I guess that does make you Malekith, right? Although, you probably don't want to stand in a fire and get horribly burned. That's a bad idea. Alright, these guys are just about ready here. Looks like just waiting on a couple things, so... Yeah, we should be getting started very, very shortly. You know, I could make the blocker smaller so it only takes up a portion of the screen, but that would require me to do, like, more than 2 clicks of work. So, I don't think so. Da-da-da. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Curious to see how this goes. Oh, the Dark Elves certainly do. Malekith does sleep with his mom. And it's, you know, they have a special relationship. Let's call it that. Yeah, they're, not your average mother and child. Let's say that much. All right, looks like we're just about ready to get rolling here. Just making sure. All right, looks like we're gonna be loading up very shortly, and I'll go ahead and change the blocker out now that we're loading in. Hope y'all are doing pretty well today. It's definitely a good day for me. Any day is a good day when I get to watch some dank tournament action. So. Let me go ahead and just pull up a couple other things here. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like Viking Cat is also streaming over on Twitch. J-Dog also just started streaming on Twitch. So if you guys want to go watch any of the other games, it looks like J-Dog is casting Kark and Pippington. And Viking Cat is casting probably his own games. Yes, his own games, obviously. So yeah, if you guys want to go watch, you know, or you could, if you're got multi-monitor or something crazy like that, you can always multi-box it. But yeah, keep it right here. We'll be we'll be doing in some stuff. I live in Utah, the state of Utah, which is basically, for those of you who aren't super familiar with the U.S., Utah is pretty much like Switzerland if it was run by Mormons. It's up in the mountains, a ton of awesome mountains. I mean, if you like the outdoors, honestly, Utah's probably the best state to live in the U.S. I might be a little biased because I've lived here for a long time, but like we have tons of national parks, national monuments, national forests. I mean, up north you've got the big mountains, and down south you've got the Red Rocks, the Grand Canyon, you know, lots of cool stuff. Arches National Park, Zion's National Park. Really, really fun stuff. I love living here. The only thing I'm not a big fan of is the government, but I won't talk too much about that here. Great snowboarding. Yeah, if you like skiing, snowboarding, there's literally like a resort, you know, everywhere. There's where I live in the Salt Lake Valley, there's, you know, 3 or 4 different canyons you can go up, and each of them has like 2 or 3 resorts. So yeah, there's tons of ski and snowboarding resorts all over the place. I don't actually own any guns. I do go shooting occasionally with some of my friends who own guns, but I don't own any guns myself. So, but yes, I do go shooting. Yes. Yeah, Utah, in terms of gun laws, Utah has one of the more relaxed gun laws in terms of any state. So there's a lot of actually firearms manufacturing that goes on here. And a little fun fact for you, if any of you are familiar with the Browning Company, who were the original creators of the 1911, it was manufactured by Colt, but John Moses Browning was actually a Mormon, and he came to Utah with all the Mormons when they came over here. So the Browning Company is actually headquartered here in Utah. You know, they make the M2 machine gun. They've made a lot of really iconic firearms over the years, and their headquarters is here in Utah. So I should probably talk about the Army compositions a little bit here. We've got a few Reichsguard for Slayer. Looks like 2 there, and there should be another 2 somewhere else. Or nope, just the 2 Reichsguard. We've got Spearmen with shields up front. Looks like a couple of handgunners, 2 handgunners, Sigmar Sons in the center. Let's see, a couple of flagellants on each flank for that unbreakableness. We've also got an Arch Lector, which is really interesting. I've never actually seen this guy be brought in tournament play. He's very cheap, has 120 armor, and has that Grand Shield of Faith, as well as the Grand Hammer of Sigmar, so I'm interested to see how that goes. Looks like the Way Watchers going to be taking some fire initially from the Hammer of Witches here. So we've also got a Jade Wizard with Earth Blood, Awakening of the Wood, and the lore attribute there. So Way Watchers going to have to be a little bit careful here. They will be able to get some good damage done on the Reichsguard, but you're going to have to be careful to not take too much fire from either the cannon or from the gunman here. For Jaga, he's got a Glady up on an Eagle. He's also got a Spellsinger Lore of Shadows up on a Great Eagle as well. We've got the 1 unit of Way Watchers out here. In terms of infantry, all bunched up in the forest here, he's got War Dancers, Dryads, War Dancers, so 2 Dryads, 2 War Dancers, a couple of War Dancers with Azrai Spear in the back. He's got a couple of Eternal Guard, 2 Glade Guards with Starfire Shafts, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Over here he's got 1 unit of Wild Riders hidden, and yeah, that's it for Onjaga's build. So let's go ahead and just see how things unfold here. Hammer, which is going to be opening up shots, trying to get some solid contact on that Spellsinger Lore of Shadows here. I don't think it'll be able to make very solid contact. Both players just kind of sitting back, content to play the skirmish game for the moment. Onjaga does need to push forward so he can attack, you know, with 1 unit or the other. It does, you know, the rules do say that you have to be attacking with something, so it does look like he's moving forward in order to start firing away. So a little bit of repositioning here, going to be kind of squaring up this way. Looks like the Wild Riders have emerged from the forest here, going to be probably pathing up and around and getting into this forest, I would imagine. But yeah, looks like the Glady's going to be tossing out some shots, trying to get some damage done on the Reichsguard, but Slayer's doing exactly what he should, just folding back, not allowing them to get any damage done on the high-value targets. The artillery has opened up shots, looks like, on the Wood Elves emerging from the forest here. War Dancers are going to be taking some shots from the Hammer of Witches, which, you know, although it's not an anti-infantry artillery piece, it still can do damage against infantry. It's just not the most damage. Way Watchers here getting a nice volley into those Reiksguard. Didn't make too solid a contact though. Looks like quite a few of the shots fell short. So a little bit unfortunate there. The Way Watchers are fairly limited in terms of ammunition. Does look like they're going to be taking some bullet fire as well as some of those powder units open up shots. Yeah, the firing into the woods like this is going to be a little bit unfortunate. You can see quite a few of the arrows hitting some of the trees and not making too solid contact on any units there. It's a little bit hard because if you put these guys, if you don't have them at fire at will, they're not going to fire while they're moving away since they have 360-degree firing. But if you have them on fire at will, sometimes they'll choose the wrong targets to shoot at. So it's a little bit of give and take in terms of what exactly you want to do. But you can see that volley there made some solid contact. Killed a couple of those Zintler's Reiksguard, some okay HP damage. Now, obviously, they do have missile block chance, but taking that fire in the back is going to be especially bad. You can see one more unit model dropping there. So, yeah. So far, the Way Watcher, you know, I don't know if it's really paid for itself yet. I guess we'll see kind of towards the end, but Starfire Shaft's going to be opening up shots onto these handgunners here. The handgunners have a little bit of an obstructed line of sight, so they're not able to really return fire super effectively. Now the order is being given, and they do return fire, getting some really nice shots into those Glade Guards. They're taking quite a bit of damage between the Hammer of Witches and the handgunners here. They're definitely taking some heat. So Reiksguard once again just going to be kind of folding up on this flank here. The Starfire Shafts definitely want to stay focused on these handgunners. The silver bullets obviously have stock, so they're not able to be seen. At least, it doesn't look like they're actually stocked right now, so probably wants to focus fire on the silver bullets because they're a little bit more high value. But, you know, you definitely want to keep focused on one target. Once you've started whittling them down, you want to finish them off as quickly as possible because, you know, if you get 2 units to half health, they're still both basically combat effective, whereas if you completely shatter one unit, obviously it's not combat effective. Really nice Awakening of the Wood coming down there, debuffing the speed of a lot of these units. You can see those Glade Guard are down to only 19 speed, so they're going to be struggling to pull back away here. Just taking that continuous fire. Really well played here. Looks like a couple of Reiksguard did emerge from the other side. I thought I saw 4 Reiksguard on the loading screen there, but it looks like one of them did get caught by the Prey of Anathema. Unfortunately, this Reiksguard going to be getting the Enfeebling Foe and being attacked by the Wild Riders. They will probably get beaten, especially with a rear charge from the Spellsinger and the Glady here. Going to be getting some nice damage in. So those Reiksguard are done. This Reiksguard's probably done as well. That being said, though, the other Reiksguard has gotten into the chicken coop a little bit, got a really nice effective charge in here. Going to be just lancing down some of these Dryads. This is actually the Zintler's Reiksguard, it looks like. You can tell because they got the fancy golden plumes there. But yeah, they're definitely going to want to try and pull away a little bit here. You can see he was able to break the 1 unit of Glade Guards with Starfire Shafts. Going to be getting into the chicken coop a little bit here in the second quarter. Wild Riders responding very, very well. He does probably want to pull back out of this forest and not take this engagement here. He's still got this artillery piece, so honestly, if I were in Slayer's position, I would probably just tactical retreat, kind of form up ranks right here, and not take this engagement in the forest. Taking this engagement in here is going to favor Jaga significantly because the Knights won't be able to be as effective. The Wood Elf infantry will definitely clean up the Empire infantry here, so it's in Slayer's advantage to try and take this engagement outside of the forest here. But let's see how things go. So War Dancers with Azrai Spear are going to be chasing in after these Reiksguard here. The Zintler's Reiksguard unfortunately have taken a ton of damage at this point. All 4 units of Reiksguard have taken a ton of damage and been routed off. They are coming back though. This unit Reiksguard, and this other unit Reiksguard coming back in the second quarter, going to be getting some nice charges into these Way Watchers here. Some really, really good value there. Being able to take down that high value skirmish unit, although they are still firing even as they're in melee. You can see they're shooting in their armor-piercing missiles. Flagellants also going to be pathing through after them. It does look like the Flagellants and Spearmen have kind of compromised this side a little bit. They probably want to keep pushing through, or it looks like actually Slayer is looking to just clean up the rest of this infantry engagement here. So Wild Riders getting a really nice charge into the side of these silver bullets, and the handgunners here is some excellent value from Jaga as well. Another Awakening in the Wood right in the woods here, bringing as if we needed more trees in the woods here. But doing some nice damage. The Flagellants also coming in for a rear charge on these Eternal Guard. Going to be getting some nice damage done. I don't think those Eternal Guard are long for this world. War Dancers, though, cleaning up those Spearmen on the far side. We've also got the Glade Guards with Starfire Shafts rallied over here. Way Watchers wisely pulling away, trying to get to a safe distance where they can get back into stock. The Reiksguard, though, not making that easy. Getting on these Glade Guards here. Probably want to push through and get on the Way Watchers as well. But looks like some Empire Spearmen also being pathed up to help deal with them. So a very even fight so far. Really can't determine a winner at this point. It's a very, very close fight. Wild Riders are still being a menace, though, and you can see the cannon has mostly been taken down at this point by the Spellsinger Lord of Shadows here. One rallied unit of Reiksguard trying to protect here, but Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma actually, interestingly, being used on the cannon crew there, probably killing quite a few of them. Meanwhile, over on the far side, the Archlectors is riding through, showing these Wood Elves the way of the light, and the light of Sigmar, and all that jazz. Man, such a cool looking unit. It's too bad you don't get to see the Archlector very often, but he's going to have to be careful. If these Way Watchers get a solid volley on the Archlector, they'll be able to do a ton of damage. You can see they just killed about 4 Reiksguard on that volley, but the Reiksguard are going to be able to connect here, although they do rout at the last second. They were able to time down ever so shortly, and it looks like the other units of Reiksguard are also going to be pushing through. Praevana Threma, though, dropped on this unit of Reiksguard, so they're going to be taking extra damage. The Glady also dropping in, did some nice attacks on her Eagle, going to be taking down a few unit models as well. Unfortunately, this unit of Reiksguard looks like they've dropped their attack order, so they're going to be finished off probably by these Way Watchers here. But the Spearman coming in for support, and maybe if he passes all these units in, looks like those other Reiksguard did shatter there. In the center pocket, things are still very, very even. Flagellants fighting up against War Dancers. War Dancers will definitely be able to win. Although with the support of the Archlector here, those Flagellants all of a sudden go up to 66 melee attack. They've got the damage resistance as well, so should be able to make some solid contact during that kind of timing push there. Sigmar's Sons here and the Spearmen kind of trying to finish off these War Dancers here. War Dancers obviously have really nice leadership, but they are looking to potentially be routing off here. Man, this is still a really, really even battle. Man, such a good battle. Both players here playing at a very, very high level. Unfortunately, these Way Watchers are not quite caught yet, but they are out of ammunition, so no more ammo. Archlector's mostly safe at this point. The only thing that can really kill him would be the Azrai Spear, and I'd imagine the Glady could probably give him a run for his money as well. But he's in pretty good shape so far. Those Way Watchers were definitely the biggest threat to him. Since they no longer have any ammo, you know, it's gonna be tough. Unfortunately, there's a lot of resources being tied up here, still chasing the Way Watchers, although they're out of ammo. Slayer probably wants to dispatch these spears to come down and support in this engagement over here. Keep those Reiksguard from cycle charging too much. It does look like they're going to be going back and trying to get on that cannon. See if it's able to pop up a few shots before the Wild Riders get there. And come on, Black Powder Blist. Let's see it. Fire a shot. Come on, guys. There we go. Right through the center. Takes out a couple of Wild Riders. Unfortunately, though, the Wild Riders are going to connect on a charge. Another point-blank shot is a hard miss. Another shot looks like it took out a couple there, so some okay damage done. Only 730 hit points left on those Wild Riders. Probably got some good value there. But, yeah, the Way Watchers have now been caught by the Empire Spearmen, and they're not pushovers in melee, like I was saying before. They're decent in melee, but again, the armor-piercing missiles is really where they get their value. They're not going to be able to stand up to Reiksguard and Empire Spearmen, so things are looking pretty rough in terms of the balance of power, though, for the Empire. There's still quite a few War Dancers with the Azrai Spear here. The Archlector has been caught by the Praevana Threma and has been surrounded by these War Dancers with the Azrai Spear here. They're going to be doing their armor-piercing anti-large attacks onto him. That being said, Sigmar's Sons, there are still 16 of them hanging around trying to support the Archlector here. Also some Flagellants hanging around still, but the Archlector's leadership is not holding up at this point. He is going to be routed off. Reiksguard coming in to try and bail him out here, but it's a little bit too little too late. And they are going to withdraw off the battlefield. So army loss kicks in for the Empire at the last second, and just unbreakable troops left here here in the forest. So it is going to be a win for Jaga. Very well played. Very epic games, and Jaga will take the series 2-0, but yeah, very, very close games. Very well played to Slayer. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that series. Let me go ahead and look through chat here, since I wasn't really paying very close attention over the past little while. Let's see. Favorite faction in any Total War game ever? I'll have to think about that one for a minute. That's a really good question. Could I run a good auction? I guess I can kind of talk fast, but yeah, well played. Well played. You know, the Spanish in Total War Warhammer, or in Total Warhammer, in Medieval 2, the Spanish were a lot of fun. Jeanettes are really good. Their javelins did a ton of damage. So for a Jaga, the Wild Riders really clutched there, 155 kills, and just able to disrupt that backline very effectively. War Dancers also weren't challenged too much. 220 kills is, ooh, man, that's considerable. Those ladies are mean. So the Archlector ended up being a decent choice. The Reichsguard got some okay work done, but just wasn't quite enough in the end. It was a super close game, but very well played to both. And yeah, we'll see these guys next time. Let's go ahead and jump to the next game then. And I believe Tur and let's see. There are no games on Steam right now. Oh, there we go. Tur versus on Jaga should be the next one, so I'm going to be looking to jump into that. Let's see here. Let me pop over to the Discord. And let's see here. Just waiting for some more lobbies to pop up. We'll go ahead and refresh this guy. So yeah, we've got a few games going on right now, but seems there's been a little bit of a mistake. Looks like the game was actually reported incorrectly, but let me see here. Yeah, just waiting on a few more lobbies to pop up here. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, how's it going? Hot Cross Bum. Medieval Total War is arguably the best Total War that's ever been made. A lot of people feel that way. It's hard for me to say. Total War Warhammer is really good. It's been, in my opinion, it's been the best Total War since Medieval 2. But the thing about Medieval 2 that makes it so good is a few things. The building system is a bit more complex than what we have right now, so you have some more meaningful choices and stuff. The mechanics in terms of, you know, animations and everything, it was not just matched combat animations like Rome 2 and Attila. It was a mix, like Warhammer is, of matched and non-matched combat animations. So the mechanics of the game, just the way that the game feels, it works a lot better that way. So, let's see if any more have popped up. Does not look like it. Let me see on the Discord here. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, just kind of waiting on some things. Yeah, Medieval 2 is awesome. It's also very moddable. That's one of the other things that makes it really good. Is it's the best modding sandbox that's ever been made in Total War. So like the Third Age mod, the Beginning of the End Times mod for Warhammer. I mean, there's just tons and tons of mods for Rome 2. It's a lot of fun. Okay, let's see here. Da, da. Not seeing any games that are open right now. Let's see. Da, da, da. Okay. Let me see the tournament here. Just surprised no games have popped up. Just waiting on some more tournament games here to be hosted. I think there's some going on right now. Maybe I just can't see them, but let's see here. Oh, da, da, da. Nope, nothing yet. Okay. Let me see here. Just doing some typing here real quick, trying to coordinate some things. Okay, let's see here. So far, nothing. I'm just looking for some games here, guys. I'm not seeing anything yet. Yeah, as soon as we get a lobby, guys, I'll be happy to get you some gameplay. I'm just waiting. I don't see any lobbies right now, so I don't know. I might need to add some people on Steam to be able to see them. Because, fun fact, if you're not in the same region, unless you're friends on Steam, you can't actually see the lobby. So Okay, let's see here. Looks like Tur added me, so I should be able to see their lobby now. Here we go. Alright. Okay, so here we are. Let's go ahead and put the army blocker up. Alright. So, we got both players in, just picking their armies now, so we'll be getting started shortly. Definitely in for a good time. And yeah, hope you guys are all enjoying so far. It's a good day so far. Definitely going to be some fun games coming up. We are just about to the quarterfinals, so this round is the round before the quarters, so then next round will be the quarterfinals, and then semis, and then of course the finals. So yeah, we're getting close. A lot of games been played, a lot of games I haven't been able to watch, so definitely keep your eyes peeled on the channel. We're going to be having some post-cast games coming up, so should be a lot of fun. Heroes of Might and Magic. You know, I've never actually played Heroes of Might and Magic. I know, like, Turin and some of the others are big fans, but I've never actually played Heroes of Might and Magic myself, so I can't really comment too much on that. But yeah, let me know, guys, if you would be interested in seeing any other games on the channel. Specifically, I've been intending to put out some Civilizations 6 gameplay. Been playing a bit of that recently and enjoying the crap out of it, so been thinking of maybe doing either a co-op or head-to-head with some other YouTubers, like maybe getting Gobbo King, John Ton, a few others to do maybe like either a head-to-head or like a free-for-all Civilizations campaign. Let me know if that's something you guys would like to see. The Age of Empires 1 remaster is going to be coming out relatively soon. I'm going to be covering that as well. Yeah, the new expansion. I haven't actually tried the new expansion for Civ 6 yet, so I want to try it out. It looks really interesting. With the Golden Ages and the Dark Ages and disasters and stuff, I'm really interested to see, you know, kind of how it shakes up things. Because Civ is a game that, you know, they're always adding new gameplay systems, and I mean, a lot of people complain from Civ 5 to Civ 6 that some features got cut, like Golden Ages, for example. But now they're bringing Golden Ages back with more, right? They have Dark Ages as well. They have the disasters. They have all these different things going on. It's really, really interesting. So I'm excited to get my hands on it. But I'll have to, maybe we'll do a stream later this week with some multiplayer Civ. That would be fun. I think that'd be fun. So I'll be right back, guys. I'm just going to go grab a drink of water quickly while these guys are picking their armies here. So bear with me just one moment, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Alright, these guys are almost ready to go here, so just a couple more minutes and we'll get started. Sorry guys, I'm just eating a granola bar, so I've got the mic still on mute, so you don't have to listen to me munch away. Alrighty guys, so we're getting loaded in now. Let's go ahead and just watch the army compositions in just a moment here. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and take a look here. So for Tur's Tomb Kings, we've got 4 Tomb Guard, 4 Skeleton Spears, 3 Skeleton Archers, 3 Skeleton Horsemen, 2 Carrions, we've got 2 Shopti with Great Bows, and Arcan the Black. Looks like Fadebuna, Spirit Leech, and Aspect of Dread Knight. So very good stuff. In terms of the Wood Elves here, we've got front line of 4 Dryads, 2 War Dancers, make that 3 War Dancers. We've got 3 Glade Guards with Starfire Shafts, 2 Eternal Guards, and a Glady on a Dragon, as well as a Spellsinger Lore of Beasts. So yeah, should be a very interesting game. Give me just one second, guys.